Hundreds came to the football field today to pay their respects and say goodbye to a 6-year-old.
He put his helmet and his equipment on and he couldn't get it off.
Number 63 took the field for a final time today as a community honored a child taken too soon.
A message from the heart. The widow of a murdered Richmond police officer sends her thanks to the community and asks others to do the same.
And it's not beginning to look like Christmas. From skating in the slush to hunting for the perfect Christmas tree. Now the soaring temperatures are playing a role in holiday traditions.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. They said goodbye to him at the place he loved. This morning, hundreds filled the seats at the community football field in Woodford County for the funeral for 6-year-old Logan Tipton.
Tipton played youth football for the Woodford County Yellow Jackets. His life was taken too soon, the victim of a senseless crime. Today, surrounded by his family, friends, and teammates, he was carried off the field one last time. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy was at the service and has our top story at 6.
63 is on the 50-yard line, folks.
Logan Tipton's teammates and his coach called Friday morning service Logan's last game. The 6-year-old loved playing on this field. His coach called him a player with a natural talent.
When his dad signed him up, he didn't want to play. And then he put his helmet and his equipment on and he couldn't get it off of him.
His death has hit and hurt an entire community.
My heart just goes out to the family and to all the children, and it's devastating.
His fellow teammates, honorary pallbearers, gave him a hero's goodbye as they escorted his body off the field. We counted more than 100 cars in the procession going to the cemetery. That included first responders and emergency vehicles.
As bad as it's been unbelievably inspiring with the way the community's come together and rallied around the family. Our football program.
The community has raised more than $50,000 for the Tipton family through online fundraising alone. In Versailles, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
32-year-old Ronald Exantis is charged in Logan's murder. A grand jury also indicted him for burglary and 3 counts of assault. Exantis is from Indiana, and at this point, investigators do not believe there is a connection between him and the Tipton family.
The widow of a murdered Richmond police officer is issuing a challenge to the community. Give thanks more often, love greater, and continue to do good. Katie Ellis, who is an assistant principal, spoke to the Madison County School Board last night. WKYT's Monique Blair is at the live desk now with more on her message in a story that's new at 6. Monique?
Well, Sam, last night was the first time Katie Ellis spoke publicly since her husband, Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis, died. For the most part, she expressed her sincere appreciation to the community, but she also asked everyone to make a New Year's resolution to give thanks more often, to love greater, and to continue to do good. Katie Ellis described her husband as, quote, a man of integrity whose legacy of faith, service, and dedication to this community will forever leave a lasting impression in our hearts, end quote. She went on to say, thank you.
I want to express my sincerest gratitude to everyone for all you have done for me and my family.
For 5 weeks now, the community of Richmond and beyond has supported Katie Ellis and her family by way of donations, but also by honoring her and the Richmond Police Department. As part of her message, Katie Ellis said, quote, the appreciation that has been shown for the Richmond Police Department and first responders gives me hope for a better tomorrow. The genuine sadness and thankfulness those of you have expressed for my husband's sacrifice has given me comfort and confirmation that I am not alone. End quote.
As I close, I would like to leave you with this quote by Denzel Washington. At the end of the day, it is not about what you have or even what you have accomplished. It is about who you have lifted up, who you've made better. It is about what you've given back. Thank you.
Now, Katie Ellis explained to the school board that when she came to EKU a little over 12 years ago, she didn't know a single soul in Richmond. But now she said she feels there is not a single soul who has not had a tremendous impact on her life. At the live desk, Monique Blair, WKYT.
A powerful message. Katie Ellis publicly posted her full message on her Facebook page.
The case against an Allen County man accused of kidnapping and killing a 7-year-old girl who disappeared from a football game is moving forward. Today, a grand jury indicted Timothy Madden for murder, rape, and kidnapping. Investigators say they have DNA evidence linking Madden to Gabby Doolin's death. State police arrested Madden just a few days after she went missing from her brother's football game last month at Allen County Scottsville High School. Madden will be arraigned on the charges next month.
We have learned some new details about the murder of a Lexington teenager. During a preliminary hearing this morning, police told the court the man accused of killing 18-year-old Jamal Gossett last month had been contacted by the teenager for a drug deal. Detectives say when they met, 22-year-old Terry Farrell robbed and shot him. Farrell is charged with murder and robbery. His case will now be heard by a grand jury. A Fayette County judge sentenced a man to 20 years in prison today for killing a woman while driving drunk. Angel Mejia pled guilty in July to murder. Police say his car slammed into a pickup on I-64 in June of 2014, killing 68-year-old Wanda Beach. Last month, Mejia tried to withdraw his plea, but a judge denied his request. Federal agents raided a Madison County pharmacy today, and they took the owner into custody.
We have just learned some new details about why investigators were there. WKYT's Victor Puente is tracking the investigation in Berea.
The Discount Pharmacy here in Berea is supposed to open at 9 a.m. But when owner Lonnie Hubbard showed up this morning, it wasn't customers who were waiting for him.
And they came in and pulled out back and surrounded him and I guess asked him questions and took him in.
DEA, IRS, State Board of Pharmacy, and Madison County Drug Task Force members surrounded the building and began searching the property.
You couldn't get in the parking lot at all. DEA, city cops, state boys, they were all here.
An indictment filed in federal court shows Hubbard facing almost 40 different charges. That complaint says Hubbard and others conspired to distribute oxycodone, Suboxone, hydrocodone, and pseudoephedrine, knowing it would be used to make meth. The paperwork also names Charles and Joseph McKinney and Daryl Jones and says they helped Hubbard distribute oxycodone. Witnesses say they weren't surprised when the police showed up.
You see little things and then it gives you an uneasy feeling.
Hubbard's wife, Megan, was also named. That indictment says the couple used drug money to purchase a home, vehicles, and a boat. All of that property could be forfeited.
He looked really calm. He looked really calm. I mean, he didn't put up a fight. He went with them.
The United States government also filed a civil claim against Hubbard. The fine for each of those individual transactions ranges from $10,000 to $25,000. Meaning Hubbard could be facing hundreds of millions of dollars in fines. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Lonnie and Megan Hubbard are both due in federal court January 4th.
A county official from eastern Kentucky is in trouble after a bizarre incident overnight in Laurel County. James Couch, who is the emergency management director in Leslie County, was all smiles in his mugshot. He's charged with trespassing, disorderly conduct, and alcohol intoxication. Laurel County Sheriff says Couch caused a disturbance in a neighborhood off of Conley Road when he tried to break into a car. Deputies say Couch claimed he had been resting in the car, but the homeowner and neighbors said they didn't know him or why he was there.
Saying it is time for the discussion in the Commonwealth, a Kentucky lawmaker has pre-filed a bill to legalize marijuana. State Senator Perry Clark of Louisville says his Cannabis Freedom Act is an outline on how to regulate the sale of marijuana to adults 21 and older. His bill would also allow you to grow up to 5 marijuana plants at your home. He wants the tax revenue to help fund schools, colleges, and substance abuse treatment programs. The bill will be considered when the legislature convenes on January 5th.
Trade in the jackets and scarves for short sleeves and sunglasses. Record high temperatures are expected this weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's even threatening to wear flip-flops. My goodness, what's going on here?
Oh, you don't want to see me in shorts and flip-flops this time of year, but indeed, some folks may break the flip-flops out over the next couple of days. We look outside, and it is a busy, busy pattern across the country. We're on the warm side of all this, though. Southwesterly wind flow that is coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. High pressure across the southeastern seaboard. Big low pressure back across the Rocky Mountains. You get those two together, and right in between those two, you're going to have a lot of warm air, and that is indeed what we are tracking. Now, it's also very cloudy out there this evening. We've had a lot of clouds for the past couple of days. Did not keep temperatures, though, from reaching the 60s, and we are still into the low 60s. If you're heading out this evening, chances are right on through the remainder of the evening and overnight, many thermometers will stay at 60 or better. Right around 11 o'clock or so, still mostly cloudy skies, 60, and should hang there through later tonight. Records coming up this weekend. We've talked about that, but we're also now finding at least a little touch of some winter time that finally shows up in that 7-day forecast, guys. I'll come back in a little bit. We'll break down the records, the high winds, and maybe some real December stuff here in a few.
All right. Well, Christmas Day is just 2 weeks away, but it definitely won't feel like it, as Chris just said, this weekend.
As WKYT's Mike Linden tells us, the warmer weather isn't keeping businesses from cashing in on holiday traditions.
If you asked Santa for a warm Christmas this year, you got what you wished for, give or take a few days. With above normal, potentially record-breaking temperatures in the 60s and 70s this weekend, some shoppers in Lexington are getting out before it's too late.
These days are just gifts, you know, they really are. So you take them when you can get them, and it's pretty rare, so you really want to jump on it when you have a chance.
Despite the warm air, skating conditions at the ice rink at Triangle Park couldn't be better. Officials say the company who sets up the ice rink in Lexington is used to skating in warm weather.
One of their largest ones is in Mexico City, Mexico. So, you know, if they can operate it there, you know, we don't worry about it here at all.
Hyde says to not be discouraged by the thin layer of water on top of the ice. In fact, it's that layer of water that's helped keeping the ice so smooth this time of year. He says thanks to the unseasonable warmth, this is the best and smoothest ice you'll find all season.
It turns out warm temperatures are on the wish list for Barker's Christmas tree farm in Lexington, too. Owner Dale Barker says it's been a record year.
We're in the neighborhood of 1,000 trees, and that's kind of our magic number we set. We need to be able to cut it off to have something left for next year.
So if Santa starts early this year, he'd better pack warm. For now, in Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
70-degree temperatures in December isn't as rare as you might think in Kentucky. 6 out of the last 10 Decembers have actually featured temperatures at or above 70 degrees. A young UK fan with cancer gets a very generous gift from Coach Mark Stoops. He donated $125,000 to Reese King's campaign to help children with cancer. Today, 3 UK football players presented Reese with a check from money raised through the Coaches for the Kids dinner this summer.
We need men with courage. We need men who never give up, who won't quit till the battle is won. We need men like you, Reese King.
I'm in, Coach.
Yahtzee.
Stoops made that video to share Reese's story and made the 13-year-old Louisville boy a part of the UK football family. Reese was diagnosed with leukemia 3 years ago. When Make-A-Wish gave him one wish, he said he wanted to raise $1 million to help children with cancer. So far, he has raised $225,000. Coach Stoops' donation will be used for a Reese-inspired Hall of Hope at Kentucky Children's Hospital. Good for him.
That's awesome. The Lexington dinner train, run by R.J. Corman Railroad Company, will make its last trip on New Year's Eve. A source tells us that the train staff got that news today. The dinner train has operated since August of 2013, running from the depot behind Rupp Arena to Versailles. On the Lexington dinner train calendar online, all the remaining trips, including tonight, are sold out through New Year's Eve.
Now.